The game begins with our protagonist James in a bathroom at the entrance of a town called Silent Hill. As he walks out, we hear the famous lines.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
James explains this is from a letter he received from Mary, his wife. The only problem is, Mary supposedly died from illness 3 years ago, yet he still came here, looking for her. He thinks their special place is the park in Silent Hill, and so he sets out into the foggy town. The first place James arrives to is a graveyard where he meets a woman named Angela.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Angela points James in the right direction to get to Silent Hill, but warns James about the town. She says there's something wrong with it and that it could be potentially dangerous. But James replies,
It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not.
James explains he came to look for someone important, and Angela replies,
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either.
The town is not normal. There's blood and corpses on the streets, monsters roaming around, and no one to be seen. James eventually makes his way to an apartment complex, and it's filled with creepy monsters. While navigating the place, he meets a little girl who playfully kicks a key away from him. I'm glad she's able to have fun in this situation. I mean, just look at how creepy this area is. But then again, perhaps this is the moment we realize this child can't possibly see this place how we see it without shitting her pants. Then this happens. For some reason, it didn't really register in my mind that that is Pyramid Head. We'll see our buddy Pyramid Head a lot more down the road, but for now, he's just staring at us menacingly. James enters an apartment with a TV in it that he previously entered, but now there's a bloody dead body in front of the TV. He eventually runs into Pyramid Head again, doing whatever the hell this is. Yeah, I was shocked too, James. I didn't really expect to walk into Pyramid Head getting freaky, but anyways, he shoots him a couple times and he goes away. While looking through trash for a puzzle, we find this article that mentions that a man committed suicide after killing 2 kids. This isn't terribly relevant to the main story, but definitely gives insight to what exactly Silent Hill is that I will explain later. Soon after, James enters an apartment room where there's a pair of legs sticking out of a fridge. There's also a football and some football posters on the wall. Then in the bathroom, we meet our next character, Eddie, who's barfing his guts out in a toilet, and I gotta say, the voice actor put in work to make this sound absolutely disgusting. Eddie keeps saying stuff like, I didn't do it, I didn't kill anyone, and explains monsters chased him here. The two exchange questions and are ultimately just confused at the situation, but James notably says,
You too, huh? Something just brought you here, right?
The two part, telling each other to be careful. We meet Angela very shortly after again, who is lying on the floor carrying a knife. Her attitude is noticeably quite different from when we first met her.
You're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, is what we deserve.
James asks her a bunch of questions, but Angela can't really give straightforward answers. He ends up explaining he came here to find his dead wife. Angela leaves again to go find her mom, suggesting leaving the bloodstained knife behind with James. But when he offers to do exactly that, Angela reacts with,
No! Oh, I'm sorry. I've been bad. Please, don't!
I think you can already get a sense of what Angela's story might be about. In the same room, there's also a ripped up photo of a family. It kind of looks like a set of parents with a daughter and son. This would line up with Angela's family description. James runs into our pal Pyramid Head again, they fight, and we are out of these creepy apartments. Outside, James meets the little girl again. She refuses to answer James when he asks about a letter she's carrying. Before leaving, she says,
"You didn't love Mary anyway."
Wait!
Okay, rude. James makes it to the park, the presumed special place Mary mentioned in her letter. But instead of finding Mary here, we meet our next character.
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I?
James asks the flirtatious Maria whether she's seen Mary, and she's kind of just like, nah. She helps James remember that maybe the special place Mary mentioned wasn't the park, but the hotel in town. After insisting she tag along with James, Maria interestingly says,
I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.
The two make their way to the local bowling alley. James goes in while Maria waits outside. Eddie and the little girl are here. She's pestering Eddie while eating pizza about what crimes he committed. James talks to Eddie and we learn that her name is Laura right before she escapes. Maria and James chase after her and end up at a bar where we get a hint that James might have an alcohol problem. After going through the bar, they see Laura enter a hospital because, of course, every spooky horror game needs a hospital. There's a bunch of notes like patient records here, but one note that stood out to me is this one that reads, "The potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man or woman would be driven like him to the other side. The other side perhaps may not be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher or even a psychiatrist. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind. But to him, there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality?" If you're familiar with iconic Silent Hill imagery at all and think to yourself what Silent Hill is visually famous for, you might think of a world with like rusty and bloody chain link fences. This is especially present in Silent Hill 1. This is a version of the other side this note is talking about. You can think of it like basically a parallel reality that reflects one's subconscious. We'll see James experience this later. After lots of exploring, Maria eventually becomes fatigued.
James. Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired. It's just a hangover.
Are you really sure it's just a hangover, Maria? Anyways, James sets off on his own and runs into our buddy Pyramid Head again. And then finally finds our girl Laura.
Laura?
Huh?
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar! Laura,
Fine, don't believe me.
But last year, Mary was already... Anyway, let's go. We can talk about this later. This is no place for a kid. There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I?
Alright, let's back up. So Laura met Mary at hospital a year ago, but James said Mary died 3 years ago. So someone here doesn't have their facts straight. Also, that last bit seems to basically confirm Laura doesn't see scary shit or anything really dangerous in Silent Hill. The two head out, but then Laura insists on retrieving a letter.
Wait, there's something I gotta get.
Later, okay?
But it's really important.
What is it?
A letter from Mary.
Huh?
I wanna go get it, is that okay?
Yes. Is it in there?
Yeah, in the back. It's further back, in the desk.
Laura! What are you doing? You snotty little brat! Open up!
Why, you...
Laura?
You cut me!
We go ahead and fight these creatures, and then James finally traverses to the other side.
James.
If the hospital wasn't creepy enough, it just becomes absolutely haunting in this state. Checking back in the room Maria was left in, she's gone and there's only some pill bottles, and James says, "There are empty medicine bottles here. Is this what Maria was taking? Is Maria sick now too?" So the woman who looks like your late wife's twin is also sick? You don't say. Maria eventually finds James, and I think this entire exchange is very important.
James!
Jesus
Mary?
Christ.
Oh, Maria. It's you. I thought you were... Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I
Then
just...
stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me. So, what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but... she ran away.
We've got to find her.
You really seem to care about her. Do you know her?
I've never met her before. I just feel sorry for her. She's all alone. And for some reason, I feel like it's up to me to protect her.
Note the growing inexplicable attachment from Maria to both James and Laura while simultaneously telling James's wife to piss off. And now it's time to get the hell out of here. Oh shit.
Open up! No! Maria!
It feels weird to just leave after seeing Pyramid Head kill Maria like that, but the show must go on. As James exits the place, he says to himself, "Maria's dead, I couldn't protect her, and Laura has run off somewhere. Once again, I couldn't do anything to help. Mary, what should I do? Are you really waiting somewhere for me? Or is this your way of taking? I'm going to find Mary. It's the only thing I have left to hope for." We continue to explore the town, which is now shrouded in darkness. Remember, we're still on the other side. Some parts of the town has changed, like this unsettling message on a wall that says, "If you really want to see Mary, you should just die." But you might be heading to a different place than Mary, James. James's adventures eventually lead him to the Silent Hill Historical Society building, and things really start to ramp up here. Deep down in the building leads to a prison where we meet Eddie again.
Killing a person ain't no big deal. Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
You killed him?
But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything. He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog. he had it coming too.
Eddie?
I was just joking, James.
He was dead when I got here, honest. Anyway, I gotta run.
You're going out there alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel very safe around our friend Eddie anymore. Also, I gotta say, the prison really gave me some chills. The sound design and environment are just so unnerving. Also, this puzzle had me bamboozled. Like, who thinks to combine wax, a lighter, and a horseshoe to make a door handle? Anyway, James keeps falling deeper into the building until we get to the labyrinth. You can run into Pyramid Head roaming the halls here and actually find his lair where his giant knife is stored. Then this happens.
You're alive! Maria! I thought that thing killed you! Are you hurt bad?
Not at all, silly.
Maria? That thing! It stabbed you! There was blood everywhere!
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator, and then...
James, what are you talking about?
Just before! Don't you remember?
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Come and get me. I can't do anything through these bars.
Okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
What the hell is happening? Maria looks healthy as a horse after we clearly saw her get stabbed. She's calling James honey like she's James's wife, but denouncing being his Mary despite mentioning an existence of some videotape that seems only Mary would know about. For now, James just knows he's got to get her out of the cell. As he leaves to do that, James later on finds a newspaper that writes, "The body of a man later identified as Thomas Orozco, lumberjack, age 39, was discovered in the middle of the room lying face up. The probable cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the front of the neck and the left side of the torso by a sharp-edged weapon. Due to signs of struggle in the room and the lack of a murder weapon, police are considering this a homicide and have opened a murder investigation." Furthermore, given the fact that the cash in the room was untouched and Mr. Orozco had a history of drunkenness and violence, the police suspect that the motive was not robbery but some sort of crime of passion. James opens the hallway right after finding this newspaper article and hears from the other room.
Daddy, please don't!
Are you okay? Angela, relax.
Don't order me around!
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like he always did. You only care about yourself anyway. You disgusting pig.
Angela.
Don't touch me! You make me sick. You said your wife Mary was dead, right?
Yes, she was ill.
Liar! I know about you. You didn't want her around anymore. You probably found someone else.
That's ridiculous. I never...
The imagery of the room, the way the monster Angela called Daddy is represented, and Angela's distrust of James's motives all suggest that Angela is a victim of abuse and SA, with her father being the perpetrator. Despite how emotionally heavy the scene leaves us, James presses on to find Maria, but we're met with another incident.
Maria? Maria, no! What happened to you? Why? Why?
Mary...
Maria is dead again, and it was probably the dude who killed her the first time. After leaving the room, we find the catacombs, where there's several tombstones with names on them. Even the names from the article in the trash way earlier at the apartments are on the tombstones. We also learn Angela's full name, Angela Orozco, the same last name as the man in the newspaper. So now we can presume Angela was the one who killed her father. Down we go, and we find Eddie again.
Eddie? What are you doing?
What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead.
And the corpse can't laugh.
From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Eddie, have you gone nuts?
I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James! Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just 'cause of the way you look? After you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life? That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
So that wraps up Eddie's story. What did we learn? Eddie was bullied for his looks. He got fed up with it, so he turned to violence, killing someone's dog, then shooting his bully in the leg afterwards. It seems he was fully convinced violence was the answer to his problems. What's fascinating about Eddie in retrospect is that his story was told from the moment we met him. The leg sticking out of the fridge and the football memorabilia in the same room back at the apartments. All these things serve to remind Eddie of his crimes, perhaps with the intent of trying to make him feel guilty of them. But instead, the instances we do see Eddie, he just nonchalantly indulges in food, denies wrongdoing or accountability, and increasingly becomes more violent. So instead of repentance, Eddie is met with death. James ends up killing him. But what about James on the other end? Eddie accuses him of being just like him. He's here in Silent Hill just like Eddie, so what exactly make them the same? James leaves and it's finally time to go to the hotel, the actual special place him and Mary shared. The map has a note on the room Mary and James shared that says, "Waiting for you." Also so creepy that this happens when you go up to the 3rd floor. Laura appears again, who is looking for Mary here too.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
The letter Laura took from Rachel, Mary and Laura's nurse, reads, "My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please, give him a chance. It's true he may be a little surly sometimes and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath, he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary." After reading this letter, James asks,
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one Mary... Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
It seems we have more evidence to believe James is the one who doesn't have the facts straight about Mary dying 3 years ago. But this letter is convincing both Laura and James that maybe she isn't dead. She didn't explicitly say she was dead, just that she's in a quote, quiet, beautiful place, and that's maybe Silent Hill. The letter also explains why Laura was rude to James from the time they met. She knew the relationship James and Mary had and that it must have not been the healthiest one. Let's keep in mind the existence of another letter Laura took that Mary wrote too. By the way, it's at this point that I realized that the letter from Mary from the beginning of the game is completely blank. The level of detail in this game is so cool. James finds the aforementioned videotape, plays it, and finally learns the truth.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
James, where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me. Do you hate me? Is that why you won't come? James!
That voice!
James! Please hurry! Are you lost? I'm near. I'm waiting nearby, James. Please. I want to see you, James. Can't you hear me? James. Please, James. 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 James.
James killed Mary, suffocating her with her pillow. Before proceeding further, I want to read a great summary of what Silent Hill exactly is from SilentHillMemories.net that reads, Silent Hill calls to those that bear the weight of their sins and crimes, giving discernible form their innermost thoughts, delusions, secrets, and desires. It is a town that sends its guilty traversers down a pathway of judgment through the subconscious. It manifests their greatest delusions and fears as the ultimate test of will, mental strength, ability to atone for sins, willingness to forgive the self, and to allow for personal growth. It offers the ultimate litmus test of one's psyche. But not everyone is able to survive it, many succumbing to their fragile but dangerous minds. The guilt is too great, the pain is too much, or the will is not strong enough. This journey is not for the mentally weak. James, Angela, and Eddie were all called here for this purpose. And it's not just them too. The dead people in the street James encountered, the article about the murders in the trash, all involve people who came to Silent Hill for the same thing. Looking back at our characters, we can see how Silent Hill uniquely transformed itself for each person's own torturous and dreadful psychological gauntlet. Conversely, Laura does not have this experience because she's just an innocent kid. We already saw how Eddie couldn't overcome this test, and we'll see further on whether Angela and James can make it to the other side. Walking out of the room, the hotel is leaking and looks like it burned down. Apparently this is actually what the hotel looks like, perhaps figuratively meaning waking up from the delusion and stepping into the real world. There's a tape recorder that plays the following dialogue.
Mary's going to die? You must be
You
joking.
must be joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can. But there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most. Perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
After a maze of hallways, we find Angela again.
Mama, I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela. That's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No. I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No. I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
I interpreted this like her mom is the last person for Angela to kill in her family. She kind of glances back towards the skinned body while saying, maybe then I can rest. There's also 2 skinned bodies in the staircase, father and son. While maybe in the beginning she was confused about her motives similarly to James and communicated, I want to find my mama, out of concern, by the end it seems it's more like, I want to find my mama, to kill her, for complicity, for abandoning me. Silent Hill transformed for Angela in a way where she's surrounded by constant hellfire. As she ascends the stairs, perhaps ascending into the afterlife, the only thing we can do is watch. This is the last time we see her. Angela's story devastated me. The way she thinks she's unworthy of love and deserving of the abuse, the flames physically cutting us off from being able to do anything. It's all a truly tragic way to end her story, and the remake has big shoes to fill when it comes to this scene because I don't think I'll ever forget it. James keeps going further into the hotel into a climactic scene.
Stop! Leave her alone! Leave us both the hell alone! Ah!
So this is the 3rd time Maria's been killed by Pyramid Head.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
So there it is. James acknowledges he was running away from the truth that he killed his wife and realizes both Pyramid Head and Maria were 2 sides of the same coin. James fights Pyramid Head a final time, but it's not James who kills him, but Pyramid Head himself. You may have realized it at this point, but Maria doesn't exist. She's made up from James's imagination, a version of his wife where she's sexy and flirty and offers to be whatever James wants her to be. She represents a lot of things, from James's desire to see his wife again, his denial of his crime, what he maybe wanted his wife to look and act like, you get the idea. Pyramid Head, on the other hand, keeps killing her because he's the harbinger of James's truth. The Silent Hill fandom wiki says that he's, quote, a manifestation of James's guilt and desire for punishment, existing to keep him human and help him remember his past actions. I wonder if Pyramid Head by the 2nd time was like, dude, you still don't remember what you did? Which is why after James vocalizes his I get it now moment, Pyramid Head kills himself and deems James ready to overcome the final leg of his journey. After the battle, James goes down a long hallway where we hear the following dialogue. It's kind of long, but I think it gives a lot of insight, so I'm just going to play it out.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already! I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, Maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go! Are you deaf? Don't come back! James! Wait! Please don't go! Stay with me! Don't leave me alone! I didn't mean what I said. Please, James! Tell me I'll be okay! Tell me I'm not going to die! Help me!
It's really sad to see what Mary was going through, and we did get a taste of it back when Maria got angry and sad towards James back at the hospital. But I also feel bad for James despite what he did. James reaches the roof and it's time for the final battle. Of course, the final boss is our girl Maria, the one person who's capable of reeling James back into his delusions. James defeats her and we get the epilogue scene.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not the whole truth. You also said that you didn't want to die. The truth is, part of me hated you for taking away my life.
You killed me, and you're suffering for it. It's enough, James.
Mary?
James.
Now I understand the real reason I came to this town. I wonder, what was I afraid of? Without you, Mary, I've got nothing. Now we can be together.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today.
He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
So this is the ending I got, which is called In Water. In this ending, James drives his car into the lake with Mary's body in the car as well. I looked this up, and apparently she was in the car the whole time, since before the game even began, and probably died days before James came to Silent Hill. The letter at the end is the letter meant for James that Laura was looking for, and what a forlorn letter it is. Oh, and of course the letter James thinks he got from Mary at the start never existed in the first place. Your girl doesn't have time to play through every single ending, so I'm just going to tell you what happens in the other 5 endings. In the Leave ending, it's pretty similar to the In Water ending, but James doesn't kill himself. Mary tells James to go on with his life, and we see Laura and James leave Silent Hill together. In the Maria ending, the final boss isn't Maria, but Mary. James proclaims he wants Maria to stay with him, and as they both get ready to leave Silent Hill, Maria starts coughing and James says,
You'd better do something about that cough.
Personally, I think this is the worst ending by far. It defeats the whole purpose of the game. In the Rebirth ending, after killing Maria, James takes Mary's body and implies he's going to attempt to resurrect her. The last two endings I kind of don't even want to spoil because they're just hilarious. Silent Hill famously has these gag endings which are just silly, and in this one you see a dog in a control room and these funny credits afterwards. I highly recommend you just check it out yourself. The other funny ending is an Easter egg for Silent Hill 1 fans where James gets abducted by aliens after meeting Silent Hill 1's protagonist Harry, who also was abducted by aliens in his gag ending. So that wraps up the main story, but there's also a sub-scenario called Born from a Wish that explains Maria's origin story that I will quickly spoil. We play as Maria, who starts out at the local bar.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Everyone's gone. Is it because of those monsters? What do I do now? Do I fight and live? Or do those monsters get me? I don't have any reason to go on living. But I'm scared to die. I'm so afraid of pain. Should I run away? I want to find somebody. I don't like being alone. But is there anyone left alive?
As we can see, she's much more unsure of herself and her motivations than we really remember her. She ends up at a mansion where she meets a man named Ernest who refuses to talk to Maria face to face and is annoyed at her bothering him. He also suggests he knows about the truth of how Silent Hill works. The sub-scenario honestly scared me more than the main scenario just because of moments like these.
No, she fell out the window! Don't move her!
What happened?
Give it
Where are you?
to my daddy.
Anyway, we learned that Ernest's daughter died while preparing her dad's birthday gift 10 years ago. The rest of the game is comprised of Maria helping out Ernest's request to find the materials he needs to attempt to resurrect his daughter. After Maria helps him out, Ernest has some parting words for her.
That James, he's a bad man.
James. Yes. I know.
He's looking for the you that isn't you.
Because he's kind? Do you know something?
Yes. Maria, you're...
Anyway, that's just what you think. You don't really know anything. That's fine.
We see that beyond the door, there's no one there. Ernest was probably some sort of spirit. Maria leaves the mansion and we get the ending scene.
James.
Knowing what she must do now, she sets off to find James, and we know the rest. So that's it. That's Silent Hill 2, one of the most iconic psychological horror games of all time. I did a video where I reacted to the new Silent Hill 2 remakes trailers, and it was honestly more impressive than I expected. I really didn't like Maria's outfit though. If they do not put in the dog ending, we riot.